So I want to tell you, why am I in Sweden and what am I doing, a nice Jewish girl in a beautiful church like this? So I'll share a story that sort of explains what I'm doing. And it's called Joe and the Carpenter.
Snickaren.
Snickaren. Thank you. Joe and the Carpenter, it's actually a story that I read in a book by Margaret Mead called Peace Tales. And there are two farmers in America, Joe and David, and they've been friends for a long time. But one day, a calf goes from one farm to the other, and they both say, "This is my calf." And they stop talking to each other. And it was very sad. And one day, Joe woke up and found that David had built a moat around the farm, water all around.
En vallgrav.
So now, Joe couldn't just come visit anyway. Around that time, there was a knock on the door, and it was a carpenter, somebody who comes to do woodwork, like you have woodwork here, amazing. And Joe liked the carpenter, so he said, "You know," he said, "I've got a job for you. I would like you to build a fence around my farm." So he has a picture of a moat, water all around David's farm, and a fence around his farm. Oi. And Joe gave the carpenter the wood and the fencing to make this fence. And then he went to the city to do some errands. And when he came home, there wasn't a fence around the farm. There was a bridge going over the water. And Joe was delighted because David was standing on the bridge. And David put out his arms. I'm scared to put out my arms in case the guitar falls down. Put out his arms and said, "Oh, Joe, you're such a good guy. I wasn't nearly as good as you. I made a moat, but you built a bridge." And they gave each other a big hug and they made friends again. And Joe said to the carpenter, "I hope that you can stay here for a while because I have a lot of jobs for you to do." But the carpenter said, "I'm sorry," he said. "I would love to stay, but I have many bridges to build." And I don't exactly know why I have this desire to build bridges, but I do, and I do. I come from a Jewish home. My father was an Orthodox rabbi. So I'm coming from a very Orthodox background, which I'll talk about a little bit more as we go on.